YouTube. Um, I wanted to do a video on the child support again. I know because I've been, you know, doing a lot of research, and I want to keep everybody abreast to um, how to get off of child support. The questions that may ask or may arise: Is it real? Can you get off? Is it fraud? Um, is it illegal? Uh, all of those are valid questions, and I wanted to just be clear about uh, some of the successes that uh, people are having when they have my course. All right. Again, I'll say it again. I want to just reiterate some of the success that the students that are coming in getting access to my course and their success that they're having. All right. So, and I want to hit that right in the head because a lot of information is out there, but you have to put it all together. All right. You you have to be proactive in getting off of child support. You have to realize first off, you got to realize what they did to get you on child support. That's going to be your first task. All right. It's hard to figure out something if you don't know how they did something to you. Okay. Uh, when you find that out, the whole world opens up. Um, you're going to now start saying, wait a minute, okay, this is what they did. So if they did this, let me reverse engineer. All right, and then when you start to reverse engineer, then you're going to really understand how to get off because you're going to understand what they did to get you on. Uh, uh, can you get off of child support? Yes, yes. You can get off. You will get off put if you start taking those steps. All right, like a wise guy told me. He says you wouldn't hire a plumber, okay, to do electrician work. All right, you wouldn't hire a finance person, right, to do a, a operation, some type of heart operation. You just wouldn't do it. All right, you would not go talk and speak with a financier, a financial advisor, if you had something wrong with your heart. You had to go in and do an operation to the heart. It just doesn't make sense. These people cannot help you with this, and they are not the right people to speak with. Okay, um, so you want to find those people that are specialized in what you want done. Okay, um, and that's what I'll say about that. Thirdly, what you want to do is get your files. You want to request your case files. Something practical you can do right now, today. You can request your case files from the county clerk down there at the courthouse. Whatever family court or whatever clerk down there, you need to request your certified copies of your case files. If they try to give you some pushback and all of that, then what you would do is you would report the clerk, and you would report the clerk. All right, whoever's giving you problems, there's a way to remedy the problem. All right, whoever's trying to stop you or prevent you from doing something, there's a way to get them to do it the correct way. All right, I talk to attorneys a lot. All right, and this is how I'm able to know a lot about child support and get off of child support. Not the attorneys telling me, all right, because they don't help me with that. But because I'm very inquisitive in the line of questionings that I ask them, all right, when they give me the information, I'm very proactive on using that information and getting myself off of child support. I hope that makes a lot of sense. All right. So I'm doing it very wisely and I'm doing it very intelligently. Most people wouldn't have thought of it to do it that way, but I know that. Wait a minute. If I have these attorneys and I can use these attorneys, right, to ask them any question I want, right, they give me the right course of direction. As far as you trying to hire an attorney, I tried that, and they don't help you. They will not help you because they are all involved. So when you're fighting up, it's like David and Goliath, right? You fighting the giant, okay? You know, that's a huge task to take on, right? But it all depends on David's heart, and David had a huge heart. So he took, instead of him, thinking he was going to box this big dude or run up on this guy and hit him, or probably bite him at the bottom of his kneecap or his foot or whatever. No, he was very handy with rocks and slingshots, and I was one of those guys that was very handy with rocks and slingshots. All right, and he took that rock and he slung it, and he hit that giant right there in the middle of this shit. So and that big thing came down. So that's what you're doing against child support. All right, you're David. Okay, now that you have to figure out, which slingshot you're going to use, which rock you're going to throw, and then you're going to have to hit him directly, in the head. So I give that analogy just so those that can, kind of understand the information a little bit more. Some of the successes, all right, this is good. Some of the successes, we've already had students that come in with the paperwork, okay, and they've stopped liens, okay, because the paperwork is doing all of the talking. I know a lot of you guys are afraid to talk to the judge or the so-called magistrate or whoever you're talking to. I know you're afraid, all right. My paperwork, it does all the talking for you, all right. I know you never stood up and talked for yourself in front of a judge, all right. The paperwork does it for you, all right. And anyone in their right mind, when they read that paperwork, whoa, hey, So just to give you some success stories, there was a guy that was he had a lien. I think he was in a car accident. He was hit from behind. It was like, I don't know, maybe $30,000 if I remember correctly. That may be off, but whatever it was some fiat, $30,000, and I'm assuming it's $30,000. But the child support agency tried to take put a lien on that settlement. He had won the settlement. All right, he was in the right. Somebody hit him from behind. His attorney took the case. One of those personal injury accident attorneys, and basically they tried to put a lien on his $30,000. And what happened? He ended up running across a video of mine's. He called in. I think he set a 15-minute appointment. He called in and he asked. He says, "Hey, I seen your video. Can you tell me a little bit more about your course? I have a dilemma going on. They're trying to take my $30,000. I don't owe them nothing, dude. I take care of my kids. I don't need anyone telling me how much to pay for my kids. I take care of my kids. My kids are in a very good shelter. I take good care of my kids. My kids are fine. But I'm not paying anybody nothing that is not taking care of my kids." And I said, I get it. I understand. So he says, "Well, can you help me?" He says, "Will your course help me?" And I said, "Well, what?" I said, "You trying to get off the charge?" He said, "Yeah." He says, "But they're trying to take my $30,000 right now." And I says, "All right. Well, what you would do is once you pay for the course, you're going to need to, do what the instructions say, all right, about editing all the documents, There's several different documents that you're going to be editing. Um, Edit those documents, and then you're going to go and get them notarized, and that's going to make them official at your local UPS store. It's like $5. And he says, okay. He says, and then what? I said, well, then what you're going to do, instead of you doing the first thing that it tells you to do in the course, what you're going to do is take that paperwork, and you're going to send that paperwork to your attorney. You're going to email it to your attorney, or however you need to get it to the attorney, but email it, scan it, mail it, however you need to do it. Once you get it notarized, you need to run off some copies, though. Make sure you keep your copy on hand, a couple copies on hand, in case you have to show up in court, in case you have to show the police, in case you have to show anybody that's trying to give you any kickback. All right, you're going to have those papers, or the papers you're going to need to show them, and you keep this until your case is dismissed. And he says, all right. So he sends them to the attorney, and sure enough, the attorney sent them to the child support, whoever had the lien on them, right? Not too long afterwards, his attorney called him back and said, I'm sending you money. Here's what they just sent me. The lien is off, and thank you, and have a good day. And that was it. So just to let you know, that's just one story, and there's many stories. All right, but you got to do the work. You got to do exactly what it says in the course, right? If you don't do it, if you're not reading and understanding what you're reading, a lot of you guys are just floating through the course and ain't even reading what it say. All right, you can answer your own questions by just reading what it says. Okay. So, and I'm not saying this to, but I need for you to understand that everything that you're getting in the course is there. Read it. It's all there for you. All right. It's there to help you. It is your attorney, if you will. Okay. And I know some of you guys are calling me, and when you're getting in front of the judge, you're scared to talk. And then then you're saying things that is getting you in more trouble, as far as getting under their jurisdiction, admitting that you're under their jurisdiction, admitting that you're a slave, admitting the things in my paperwork is against what you're saying. So you're not reading, or you're not doing exactly what doing what the paperwork says, right? I get it. Some of you guys are getting scared, all right, and you shouldn't be, because the law is on your side, the system is on your side. But if you continue to let somebody roll you over, you continue to let somebody just continue to abuse you, beat you, do whatever you want, then the blame is on you, because you chose to stay in the abusive relationship. You chose to continue to get knocked upside your head. You continue to do the things that caused you to be abused. All right? All right? The minute someone hits you upside your head, you should be removing yourself out of that situation. Point blank. All right. So I hope I'm clear in my speech. So with that said, another person that success. This guy was so heated that what they had done to him. All right. And I love this. I love this story because it reminds me of myself. This guy, once he found out, wait a minute, they're committing fraud. There is no loan. There is no contract. There's no detailed agreement. This is fraud. All right. Once he found that out, he sued the agency and won a $2 million lawsuit. All right, $2 million lawsuit. All right. So my course shows you how to do all of that. All right, shows you how to dismiss it, $2 million lawsuit. And then go on with your life. All right. So I hope this helps. Until next time, we're out.